Students, welcome you all in Chemistry Drive, and this video we are going to study about pure rotational Raman spectra of a diatomic molecule. As in the previous videos we have already done about Raman spectroscopy and the various lines which we obtained in the Raman spectra, and in the last video we have done about polarization in detail. So in the last video I have told you that whenever the oscillating electric field it falls on the molecule, then it also leads to some kind of oscillations in the molecule. So when we talk about oscillations, that means we are talking about some kind of motions in the molecule. So when we talk about motions in the molecule, so we are going to specify that motions, so that are vibrational and rotational motion. So that means whenever some oscillating electric field it falls on the molecule, it leads to some vibrational and rotational motion in the molecule. So today we are going to study that what kind of spectra we obtained when we have the pure rotational Raman. Okay, spectra we obtain for a diatomic molecule, that if we have a diatomic molecule, some oscillating electric field it falls on that molecule, so it undergoes some kind of rotation. So what kind of spectra we obtain in that case? Okay, so first of all, the selection rule for pure rotational Raman spectra of a diatomic molecule, that is delta J is equal to 0 plus minus 2 and so on. So delta J value is equal to 0. It's simple mathematical you can say thing, that if you just minus 1, so it comes out to be 0, 2 minus 2 0, 3 minus 3 0. So that means whenever there is a transition from, suppose J is equal to 1 ground level and J is equal to J dash is equal to 1 is the first excited state, and your this molecule undergo transition from first to first excited state. So in that case your delta J means change in the rotational quantum number value. Delta represent the change, and that we calculate by minus J dash minus J. So in that case 1 minus 1 comes out to be 0. So that means there is no change in the energy takes place when the transition takes place from one rotational quantum number to the another rotational energy level, from one rotational energy level to the another rotational energy level. So in that case, when there is no change in the energy, no change in the frequency of the frequency takes place, so in that case we have the scattering, that is called Rayleigh scattering. We have already discussed that in that case we have the elastic collision between your photon and your molecule, right? So but we have to talk about the Raman scattering. So Raman scattering is that when we have the change in the rotation quantum number value plus 2 or minus 2. So for that we are going to use the value that we have done in the rotational spectroscopy, and that value was that the energy absorbed by the molecule when it undergoes transition from the lower rotational level J to the higher rotational level J dash, in that case the energy absorbed is given in the terms of wave number, that is delta V bar is equal to Bj dash J dash plus 1 minus Bj J plus 1. So what we are now going to do, we are going to put on the value of delta J. Okay, first plus 2 and then minus 2. So delta J value plus 2 is when we have the higher level J dash is equal to J plus 2, right? When J dash means higher excited state, it is present 2 levels above than your ground level. So in that case J dash is J plus 1. Similarly, when J dash is minus 2, when we have J is equal to J dash plus 2. So simply I have put on the value of your J dash in this equation and value of J in the same equation number 1, right? So when you put the values of your J dash and here you put on the value of your J, simply you have to open the equation, multiply J to with this J plus 3, that comes out to be J square plus 3J. Similarly 2 into J will comes out to be 2J plus 6. Okay, so just multiply this B now with this whole equation, we will get Bj square plus 5bj plus 6b minus, I also opened this bj j plus 1. That comes out to be minus bj square minus bj. So this bj square terms will cancel out and we will left with this b4j plus 6. So similarly, when you put on the value of j in this equation and this minus 2 side, so we will also get the same thing. The difference is just of plus minus, right? So you can see here in the equation number 3, the difference is only of plus minus. Okay, so here we have b4j plus 6 and here we have minus b4j dash plus 6. So now if we just combine these equation 2 and 3, what we can derive? We can derive this equation number 4, that is delta, you have a b bar is equal to bi bar. Okay, b bar is equal to bi bar plus minus you have delta b bar. What that this equation number 4 depicts? It depicts the wave number of your Rayleigh line. Vi stands for the wave number of your Rayleigh lines and delta v bar plus it depicts your wave number. It reveals the wave number for anti-Stokes line. Okay, so you know that anti-Stokes line, they have the higher energy than that of your incident photon. The scattered photon in this case have the higher energy, and when we are talking about Stokes line, in that case your scattered photon, it has the lower energy that of the incident photon, right? So this equation, we are going to put the value of delta v bar from just above equation which we have derived, this equation 2 and 3. We are just going to combine that values and put this in equation number 4, and we will get vi bar plus minus b 4j plus 6. Okay, so what this value gives you, it will gives you the separation between the lines that you obtained on the Raman spectra for your diatomic molecule in case the molecule undergoes some rotational change. Okay, rotational motion. So I'm going to just put the value j, first of all 0. J value 0 when you put on, that will give you this equation. So if just you put 0 over here, so you will be left with 4 into 0 is 0 plus 6, so you will get 6b. So that means the very first line vi is for your Rayleigh. Okay, so vi is for your Rayleigh. So all the distances of your lines, of your Stokes line, of your anti-Stokes line, I'm going to take it from here. Okay, so first line will comes out at 6b distance. The first separation between your, whether it is Stokes line from Rayleigh line or whether it is your anti-Stokes line from your Rayleigh line, that will be 6b. Okay, the first Stokes and anti-Stokes line will be, I have written here also, will be as I showed you the separation of 6b from the Rayleigh line. Now I'm going to put the value of j, 1, 2, 3 and so on. So corresponding to that, I will get the v bar, that is wave separation value, that comes out to be for the second. When I just put the value of j1, in that case I get 10b. 10b means the next line here in case of your this Raman spectrum, the Stokes line will be at 4b. Why 4b? Because that distance is from your Rayleigh line. So that total distance comes out to be 10b. Okay, so first line appear at 6b, next line appear at 4b. Now if you put the value 2, you will get a 14b. So that means 6 plus 4 is 10 plus 4 plus 4, that comes to be 14p. Okay, so similarly you will get the spectra, your pure rotational Raman spectra, something look like this. So you can see the first separation is 6b, later on all the separation they are 4b, 4b, 4b and so on. Okay, so why this I have written 4b, that I already explained you in the above equation, that keep on putting the values of your j, 1, 2, 3 and so on, you will get the separation on both the sides of Rayleigh line. As you know, on left side we represent the Stokes line and on the right side we represent the anti-Stokes line. Now if we talk about the intensity of these lines, okay, these are Stokes and anti-Stokes line, so you know very well that intensity is directly proportional to the population of the molecule. So more is the population of the molecule, as we have done in the rotational spectra also, that intensity directly proportional to population. When we talk about population, that means we are talking about the number of molecules. So more the number of molecules, they undergo transition. So more intense spectra you will get, more intensity. There will be the more intensity of your line. So similar thing you are going to apply here, right? So now what are the various applications of this pure rotational Raman spectra? So various application means what you can derive, information you can get from this Raman spectra. So we can derive we can get the knowledge, we can get the information about your this moment of inertia. Okay, if you know the value of B and you know the B value, it is related to the I value, moment of inertia. So you can get the information about the structure of your molecule, about the moment of inertia of your molecule, once you know the B value for your diatomic molecule. So this was whole about your pure rotational Raman spectrum. In the next video, we are going to discuss about the vibrational Raman spectrum. Thank you.